Konnichiwa, canal people. Hello. Okay. Now, since we started doing this, we've had a bunch of people ask us to have a look at the inside of the boat. Curious and nosy to see how we managed to live in such a small space. And she is small. She's smaller than your average liveaboard. So what we'll do today is give you a little bit of a tour around the outside and the inside of the boat, so you can get a little bit of an idea as to how we're living. So here at the bow we have our water tank in the front, and it's about 500 litres, and we fill it up right here. And as we've mentioned in some of the blogs and vlogs that we've been doing, there are water points all over the canal network, but you do have to plan ahead so that you can make sure that you can shower and you can have your cup of tea and you can do the things that you want to do and wash the dishes, because otherwise you can very easily run out of water. And what I'm going to do is I'll run you around the outside and then I'll hand you over to Camille on the inside so that she can show you the interior. Okay? And as you can see, she's not a big boat, as I've mentioned already. So water tank I've already showed you. And then we have a solar panel system on the top. Solar panel here run through the inverter. It's nowhere near enough at the moment to power all of our needs, but a combination of what little bit of sunshine we get in this country and the engine running when we're cruising most days is enough to power everything that we need.
Take a look at Badger on the inside. Just hang your coat here. Badger is a reverse layout, so as you enter, it's a combined salon and a galley. Here is our ottoman, nice comfortable seat, and underneath it is storage area which opens up. For cooking, we have a 2-burner stove with an oven and a grill here. And there's a sink hidden under here. And here the cupboards there opens up into storage areas. All along here. And a small refrigerator with a freezer section. Ample cooking space with our storage for champagne and wine, which we like to have in the evenings. And throughout the boat we have designated USB charging ports for phones or stereo, whatever it is that we need to plug in, or iPads. Coming through to our wet room. So the shower toilet is a cassette toilet. And a sink. And our action room, where we have a television which we are yet to watch. What we really love about this room is the comfort of the bed. The mattress is super comfortable. It's firm, yet it feels like it's hugging you, and it's quite high. So underneath it is a storage area, like a capsule closet for all the clothes or anything that needs to be out the way. And the room is quite nice and airy. It's bright in the daytime, and we have a good airflow because the windows are quite big, and it opens up right out to the bow here, which is nice for to sit and look out while we're traveling, because I can see the locks coming up, I can see water points, and I can just see exactly what is going on around. And in the nighttime it's dark because we're normally in the countryside, just surrounded by nature. Just ducks or swans, just the sounds of birds chirping along. So it's actually a perfect way to live. So that's our little Badger. She's small, she's cute, she's comfortable, very cozy, and it looks as if it's going to rain right now, but that's England, that's the British weather. It changes constantly. I don't know about you, but I'm going to have a cuppa.
Cheers. Cheers, guys. So, as we told you, she's not a big boat, no cruise liner by any stretch of the imagination, And living on Badger has been a huge adjustment. Not only have we come back from another country to a country we've not lived in for many, many years, we're living in a way that we've never lived in. Very different. But it's been an adventure and it's been fun. The mistakes we've made and learned from. But even then, it's all part of the adventure. It's been good, eh? Yeah. It's been very nice. And the countryside. After years in Asia and the Caribbean and many other places, you forget, and I've said this before, just how beautiful the UK really is. And from this vantage point, stunning. Being able to moor the boat up at the side of the canal, have a glass of wine, have a beer, in some amazing locations. I mean, stunning. I mean, beautiful sunsets, everything, awesome.
Because when people think of beautiful islands, they really don't think of the UK.
They don't, but it is a beautiful place.
But it's absolutely stunning in the countrysides. And love the sounds of nature. People are really, really friendly.
Yeah.
It's just a nice vibe being on the boat.
Yeah, it is.
And it's a nice way for us to live, function as a couple, do things we like, things we wanted to do for a long time.
I would argue that after 12 years of marriage, this is the first time we've ever really operated as a team.
Yeah.
Because even doing the locks, it's a case of we're having to communicate and do stuff because we're finding our routine or we're new to it. So we're probably not doing the locks as a team the way everybody else does, but it suits us for now.
For me, it's what suits me or what suits us. So we switch it up daily as well.
Yeah, it's true.
We find something works better today, something works better the next day.
And then the locks are different on every network.
Yeah.
Like the network that we're on right now, we encountered completely new locks. And I asked the guys, is there anything we need to know? Because they look quite intimidating because they were quite big mechanisms. And the volunteers said that they were new. They were installed in 1930. So 1930 is new. But yeah, there's always something to learn. So you go onto a different network and then the locks are different. And we've had times where some of the locks have been, you've emptied them and the water's been powerful. We nearly lost the boat once, but we didn't, thankfully, because that's our home. This is our home.
And some of the bridges, when crossing the locks, some more scary than some. Some have wider platforms.
Yeah.
So it's something where you actually have to be in the moment to really know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And
and then when we revisit things, because we've actually gone, when we reached Leicester, we came back and we were familiar with stretches of the network, and you felt a little bit more confident because you kind of knew what was coming, even though it's a different direction. You knew how to be, you recognised the locks, we knew where the water points were. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I even got to tell somebody else recently where something was, like, I know what I'm doing. So it's all good. So I hope you've enjoyed the little tour of the boat. And she is tiny. You'll find that most of the YouTube channels that you watch and people live on the boats, their boats are big. They might be 45, 55, 57, 53. They're big. We're 28 feet. It's a tiny boat.
Yeah, but I think the layout of it, they did an excellent job with converting it and use of the space.
Yeah.
Because from the outside, you may think
she's tiny.
Inside, you come to the living here, and then the minute you come down the steps, it's like, wow, it's open.
Yes.
It's not really open plan where you can't see exactly from the stern to the bow, but it's an open air field.
Yeah, yeah.
Which makes it feel more spacious
it does,
than it really is.
I think it doesn't feel claustrophobic.
Yeah.
I think that because it's a small boat, because the boats are small anyway. I mean, even the big boats are narrow, and that's why they're called narrowboats. But it doesn't feel claustrophobic in here, and I think that's very important because even though she's not huge.
Yeah, and as you said, that maybe because she's shorter, she looks fatter.
Yeah.
because I've been in much longer boats before, and I enter, I'm like, whoa, this is so narrow. Whereas when I enter this one, I don't feel that way.
Because there was a volunteer at Foxton, and she said, because we got stuck because I had the fenders down in my last episode. But she said, well, you're a little wider than normal. And I said, no, she's not. She just looks a little fatter because she's shorter. Yeah, it's true. But yeah, 2 months into our little adventure, and it's all good. So if you've watched this far, you're probably mad, or you know us really well. If you don't know us really well, just like and subscribe, comment. I love answering the comments. I've had a few interesting comments from people.
Yeah, we'll do a few more videos as well.
Yeah.
So look out for them.
Because it's
journeys.
it's a voyage of discovery for us. Yeah. So we don't know what we're doing still. We're still learning. And I've learned a lot from watching the other YouTube channels. So when we were in the Philippines, we watched them relentlessly because it was a good way to learn about the network and how things really operate. And some of the things that I watched on some of those channels, I'll be eternally grateful for, because there was a lot of things that I hadn't thought about. And if you're thinking about living on a narrowboat, it's worthwhile watching complete novices like us, because we're going to encounter things that, as these videos continue, they won't all be music and editing and time lapse, etc. There's going to be things that we're going to have to address, like repairs and breakdowns and all kinds of things. So all good. But thanks for watching, and see you next week.